is Ava Frank, and today I will be presenting on the topic of divorce. One of the most sobering facts about the 21st century is divorce and how common it is. 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce. Divorce is a common thing, and most of us have been directly or indirectly affected by it, by the friends and families that we have and the members that we have that have been affected. Outside of cases of sexual immorality, divorce is not biblical. It reduces God's beautiful creation of marriage to a decision of convenience and defeat. Its negative ramifications also last more than just a few days, but a lifetime. I will validate this statement by discussing God's perspective on divorce through several Bible verses, and how vast the negative ramifications are, and how divorce shatters the vital components of commitment that God represents with his relationship with us and himself. So let me unpack this a little further. God discusses the topic of divorce through the Bible in several verses. One of them was when the Pharisees asked Jesus about divorce, and he curiously answered very clearly about it. He said in Matthew 5:31-32 and Mark 10:2-12 that if a man marries a divorced woman, then he commits adultery. He also says if a man divorces his own wife, he makes her a victim of adultery. One of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not commit adultery. So this makes this verse about divorce very, very interesting. He also says whatever God joins together, no man shall separate. God also discusses topic in a more indirect way when he discusses love. Love is what binds marriage together. It's more than just a feeling, it's a commitment that's made, it's a choice that's made every morning. In Corinthians 1:13-4-7, love is discussed and how it perseveres through all. Love is patient and kind. If your partner is drawing away from you, if you're fighting, if life just seems unbearable, that is when love is tested. And that is when God encourages us to love purely despite the circumstance. Stable relationships are also very important within the family because it reflects the relationship that God has with us in his church. Divorce shatters the stability in a family. God gave us everything. He gave us his son to die for us, to have a true relationship with him. Do we give that much in our relationships? Are we giving all of ourselves before giving up in order to create stability and keep that stability within the family? So this brings me to my second point. Divorce has negative ramifications that are very far and extensive that last more than a lifetime. Divorce continues to take a devastating toll on the health of our society. Families are torn apart. Children grow up in unstable homes. John Gumbiner, who has a PhD in psychology, said that there's no such thing as an intelligent divorce. Children are vulnerable, even as adults, to the decisions their parents make. It may keep an idea in the back of the mind of a child from a divorced family that going into marriage, you can always leave. There's always a way out. Marriage is not something that should be treated lightheartedly, and it's not something children should grow up thinking about lightheartedly. There exist many common threads of questions when people are considering divorce, such as, God would want me happy, so this isn't making me happy, so I need to get out of it. Or, I just want to enjoy life and have fun, and this marriage is not that anymore, so I want to leave. Or, the church has no right to tell me how to deal with my marriage. All of these responses, if looked at clearly, are very self-centered. But the impact divorce has on people is much more than just the self. It goes to the whole society. Marriage is not just about a man and a woman and their life together. It's much more than that. So let me elaborate a little more on this with my next point. A couple's relationship expresses the unique way the unbreakable bond of love has between God and his people. Shattering marriage so easily with a divorce undermines the value of commitment and sacrifice and genuine love that God demonstrates with us every single day. God's love is present in the union of a couple. It's a sacrament that involves their entire life and the journey they have together, the highs and the lows, the ups and downs. But divorce breaks this beautiful unity. This brings me to my conclusion. In summary, divorce is a topic that the Lord addresses in the Bible in several instances, and he says that it's something detrimental and sinful. Along with divorce breaking several commandments in the Bible, it also has so many negative effects on our society and the people involved. It also ends up breaking God's precious sacrament of marriage. Divorce is not a biblical action, and more people need to rethink the idea of marriage and the commitment involved in it before getting into one. And to look at marriage and its commitment as not just an earthly commitment, but a heavenly one. Marriage mirrors the values God has and holds dear, and will, in the long term, bring more stability and peace within the society and in the home than anything else really could. As a Christian in our society today, we need to consider the broken relationships that are so common around us and that often lead to divorce and not accept them. It's no longer upholding commandments that God had in the Bible, and it's no longer encouraging the commitment and sacrifice that He encourages and shows with us every day. In the end of the day, we all need to rethink the idea of divorce and not cast it aside as something that's irrelevant in today's conversations. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please let me know.